I want to, as I announced in the notification for this program, let me talk about the continued carnage on the road. The continued carnage on the roads of Guyana. Frightening. Frightening. You had the death of 4 people in a minibus. According to the report, the minibus was speeding coming to town in the Friendship East Bank, Demerara area, overtook vehicles, crashed in or jammed some car, came into contact with a car, lost control, toppled, 4 dead, including the driver. 4 dead. Then you had Clyde Butts, dead. Son of the soil, former West Indian cricketer, former chairman of the West Indian Selection Committee on the 19 and the senior squad, died in an accident. 2 motorcyclists, and this is within the past couple of days I'm talking about, 2 motorcyclists died in a truck. They gave a release, which apparently was so erroneous. Again, Public Corporate Communication Unit just giving these things because they created the impression. The release said that these 2 men were bandits who stole this motorcycle from someone, and in the bid to escape, they crashed into a truck. I saw an attorney at law who knows the people and who spoke to the owner of the motorcycle, gave a different story. That the 2 deceased persons, or at least one, was known to the owner of the motorcycle. He went to borrow the motorcycle from the owner to say that he gotta go and buy something. Partly the owner was reluctant to give him the motorcycle, and he may have taken the motorcycle without the consent of the owner and drove and picked up his partner, and they died. But they're saying that they stole the motorcycle, which apparently is not so, and they haven't come out, as far as I'm aware, to clear up anything. So the 2 motorcycles are dead, and the attorney made the point that all of the people, the 2 that is dead and the owner of the motorcycle, they live in the same area in Grove on the east bank of Demerara. They live in the same area. They are known to each other. So the story that he told sounds very, very plausible, that the one man wanted to borrow the motorcycle, and apparently the owner of the motorcycle was reluctant to lend, and like the man jumped on and rode off and met his death. So you have that. Then Friday, we have a very good friend. Both CC and I know the parents and know the businessman from the quarantine who just was test driving and end up dead. Right? Sahid. Right? Very good. I know Sahid like a little brother, more like a son. That is what happened. And we're saying here that it deals with a culture of lawlessness on the road, and the Minister of Home Affairs is silent. The extended squatter who sits in the chair of the Commissioner of Police is silent. They brought a man to take over as traffic chief, Mahendra Singh, senior superintendent. He come out of the blocks, and all he doing is issuing ticket, tell you how many traffic tickets issued. But the situation has continued and will continue because they are not addressing the root cause of the problem. They are not addressing the root cause. And only yesterday, the report is that the Minister of Agriculture, Zulfikar Mustafa, the vehicle in which he was being transported to town, met in an accident to West Coast Barbies. There's a video there. I saw the accident. And talking about video, even the one on the East Bank, there are several videos, but there's one that is so disturbing that I would not show that. But let me show you this accident that I talk about that took the lives of the 4 people in the minibus. I'm not going to show you the longer version, because the longer version with the dead people, well, at least one man lying there, obviously dead. I'm not going to show that. But let me show you the short one. This is what it is.
Face the scars, boy. Man overtake me and another truck. Guy no overtake them two car. I wanna see lush pad.
There you have an eyewitness saying exactly what he saw. That the man overtook, and that is what happened. That is what is going on the roads. And what intervention? You know, let me emphasize. I was fortunate to be the traffic chief on 2 occasions in Guyana. And the older folks will remember, not to brag, not to boast, but a lot of craziness I was able to try to bring under control. Look back at the records. I ain't bragging or boasting, but sometimes you got to blow your own trumpet. Twice I went there, and then I was sent to ICA division because they believed that I could have done a good job there. And then I was taken back to traffic again to keep the thing under control. Yeah, twice. So I understand what goes on in traffic. And I'm saying this here now, that the problem on the roads in Guyana is not a police problem. This thing has gone beyond the capability of the police. Police can't deal with what is, police alone, I should say, police deal with enforcement, yeah. But there are other aspects. You know, a friend of mine commented on social media yesterday, there's this new road, I don't know the geography too well, but he's saying that it is time that the police, he's calling on the police to erect traffic light and speed humps or bumps. And I had to tell him, I had to ask him, why are you calling on the police to do that? That is not a function of the police. They're the Ministry of Works. How can you, the Ministry of Works, build a new road and not consider these things, traffic lights and speed humps and all this everything? And that is the problem you have. I said before that it is time that the government establish a Department of Transportation. That will be a good start. To look at all aspects relating to motor vehicles on the road. Licensing of the vehicle itself, the certification of the vehicle as to its roadworthiness, the driver's license, all of these things. And these things are not reinventing the wheel. A lot of countries, smaller countries right within CARICOM and the Caribbean, they do that. It is not the responsibility of the police. We have a situation in Guyana, and believe you me, when you come to certificate of fitness, you go to specific police location, and the person, the policeman, who is designated as a licensing and certifying officer, comes to examine the vehicle. I am saying to you that many of them have no knowledge of mechanics and all of that. So they come, they're going to check to see that the lights are working, that your wipers are working, and what? Check the tire perhaps to see how worn they are. But very cursory, very basic examination. We have got to get to the stage where competent, experienced, qualified persons are going to do that type of thing. And coming back to the accident yesterday with the minister, and I am happy to hear this morning that, and you know, let me tell you, the corporate communication unit of the Guyana Police Force, the incompetence is at such a level that you really can't, there can't be much. Let me tell you what they say, a little piece that I found very amusing. In a paragraph, they say the minister and his driver were both seen and examined by a doctor at the respective hospitals, treated and sent away for minor injuries. They're not treated for minor injuries and sent away. They're treated and sent away for minor injuries. My Lord. And these people getting big money. Mark Ramatar and them of the corporate communication unit. Let me read that back. They say that both the minister and his driver were both seen and examined by a doctor at the respective hospitals. They went to 2 different hospitals, one to Balwan Singh and one somewhere else. Treated and sent away for minor injuries. Folks, you're making this up. They were treated and sent away for minor injuries. They were not treated for minor injuries and sent away. They were treated and sent away for minor injuries. And they tell me that they've been to school. They tell me, and the next thing they said, that the driver was tested. Let me read up part 2. Very interesting. They say A breathalyzer test was conducted on the driver of motor car PYY 7716, but no trace of alcohol was found in his breath. Notice of intended, just CCTV footage was seen and obtained. Notice of intended prosecution, which is, but again, no trace of alcohol in his breath. And the law speaks about driving under the influence of drinks or alcohol or drugs. Did you test for drugs? Because when one looked at that CCTV footage, it would look like the man was someplace else. The man was spaced out because when you look at it, overtook in the face of oncoming traffic. So yeah, you test for alcohol, and he might not have been above the limit. There's no trace in his blood. But given the manner in which the person drove, have you made any effort to check to see if he had something else in the system? And we talk about these things, and they are annoyed, but I don't care. They are annoyed, but I don't care. And again, I say, what we have the Minister of Home Affairs. As far as I'm aware, with all of this going on the road, what did he do? He said he will go to Parliament to ensure that the diplomats and the certain senior government functionaries are allowed to use siren. That is part of the initiative. He instructed the police to have the ranks on ladder. Let me see if I can find this thing, man. You gotta have the ranks on ladder to manage the traffic. I'm not sure if I have. Yes, look at here. This is part of the initiative of the minister. So this is at the corner of Brickdam on Avenue Republic, just outside the court and Parliament building there, ranks standing up on ladder. That is an initiative from the Minister of Home Affairs. The other initiative from the Minister of Home Affairs is that ranks must wear white gloves, the traffic ranks. So if you drive around and you see the traffic ranks wearing white gloves, that is an initiative from the Minister of Home Affairs. Now tell me how those things are going to impact positively on the carnage, on the madness on the road. When we talk about the extended squatter, you recall, he called in all the traffic heads some time ago, and he transferred them, right? And he instructed that policemen must line the roads to prevent speeding. That is some time ago. Policemen must line the roads to prevent speeding. These people have absolutely no clue as to how this matter should be dealt with, and we are giving them nuggets of information. I am saying again, it requires a comprehensive review. A comprehensive review. It is not a police problem any longer. It's a national epidemic, and it should be treated as such. Yes, let me bring in Mr. Conway before we move on. CC, have your say on this thing, man. Have your say.
Paul, we said over and over again that there must be a holistic approach towards this madness on our roads. And it's not only the police, members of the public, and even down to the police internally. It appears as though only the traffic ranks, whether they're on a ladder or not, only the traffic ranks are really involved. The general duties ranks got to be involved. The divisional commanders got to be involved in this traffic situation. They had to take a grip of it, But then the thing is, sometimes they then are underperforming too, and they are being rewarded in the traffic department. Let me tell you a case what happened recently. West Demerara. The traffic chief in West Demerara. This month is awards month. And he got the runner-up position for the best cop in that division, region number 3. And that division, let me give you some stats. Fatal accident increased by over 300%. And they give the figures. And the figures, and they cut the figures too. They did ghosting, where they had an accident on the West Demerara, where a vehicle hit a culvert, a bridge, end up in a trench, and they said there's an incident. They had one where a driver fell off a e-bike, died. They said there's an incident. One where a person was standing near to a car, and a minibus come and struck him down, and they're saying that is an incident. So they're cocking the figures. And also, West Demerara is regarded as the deadliest roads in Guyana. And here is it. The traffic chief of West Demerara is the runner-up best cop. He presiding where fatal accident has increased by over 300%, and they're cocking the figures, so it got to be higher than that. And he presiding over the deadliest roadway in Guyana. I don't know what yardstick they use, what the formula they use, that traffic chief is the runner-up best cop. So, and if you look at the traffic situation too, the drivers, we saying the people getting the driver's license too easily. If you do a check in terms of the what will happen is that for a person to get a driver's license after he has passed the learner driver package, he has to do a practical examination. And Paul, you had put into place where when in doing the practical exam, not only the certifying officer, but a member of the uniform section must be present. And apart from that, also a return of the persons who have been registered to do the practical got to be sent to the commander, and he also has to see the results, so he could know what action to take. But now you find very few people are undergoing the practical examination, and that's where they give you the competence, and you go to GRA and you get your driver license. Do a check. Look at how many persons going and doing the practical, and they don't know night driving, who doing the practical, and check and see how many people are rushing. They're crowding the GRA to have the driver's license because they get competence, and because they don't do no practical examination, they're getting competence. Long the price is right. So they're not looking at the 6C. Corruption is going on. Corruption is taking place, and they're not looking at that. And if we don't have a holistic approach, they change the traffic chief, bring on Singh, he makes some wild statement, blah, 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 and he gone quiet. He gone quiet like the army. Perhaps it's a giant service thing that you remain quiet when you're under difficult or challenging situation. That it has to be an holistic approach towards. And I'm perturbed that a man who, and I have nothing personal against him, talking about the system, who supervise as the traffic situation, gone up fatal accident by over 300%, and the road in his division are considered the deadliest in Guyana. He is given an award as the runner-up best cop. Perhaps Dr. Peter must be smiling in his grave. Peter Principal promoting incompetence, that you're getting award for incompetence.
Yeah, you're getting an award for incompetence. And the first time Romano arrests the lawyer for advising our client to remain silent and what. He's now a divisional commander. He is now a divisional commander. Chances are, at the end of the year, promotion gonna come out, and the police service commission you have there. Chances are, all of these people are going to be promoted. Doesn't matter whether you're presiding over the deadliest road or not. And I am, as I say, I don't know the individual, but these things are important. And they say, as we have said, they're cocking the thing so much now that they have made a distinction between fatal accidents and fatal incidents. So, for example, the fatal accident occurred Mosul Creek last week, Friday, which took the life of my good friend on the quarantine, our good friend CC. That is not considered a fatal accident because what they say, this was in October. They said that 171 persons have lost their lives on the country's road between January the 1st and October the 8th. That's this year. This was revealed in a recent report by the Guyana Police Force. Of this number, 138 persons died from fatal accidents, otherwise known as vehicle-to-vehicle collision or collisions involving pedestrian and cycle. Meanwhile, 33 persons died from fatal incidents in which collisions with stationary objects such as poles and trenches were involved. That is what they're saying.